good morning, all you hellions. What's going on, y'all? It is a bright and early Sunday morning. It's not that early, it's 11 o'clock a.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. And we are set to get into Mr. Jim's full-length album reaction. This could be a very interesting album reaction. Huh? What? Do I mean Ryan? What are you talking about, Baggins? Are you smoking some pot? This is Jim's set. So on Jim's set, we are ready to get into this. This could be an interesting set because I don't want to give it away, but the reason this is going to be an interesting set is because, I don't know, should I just get into it and then explain afterwards? What do you think, Jim? Do you think I should just get into it and then explain afterwards? I mean, I think the thumbnail picture should have given it away. What do you think? Yeah, I can't believe that we're growing as well, Scott K. It's been pretty crazy. Yeah, it's we're at 1,814 subscribers. That went up like 20 from a week and a half ago. So I don't know what's happening. Something's happening. Trust my gut. Trust my gut. Okay, I'm going to go into it and then we'll talk about it after the first song. How about that? Okay. So this is going to be a very different album review. And I'm sure some of you, I think it's going to be interesting to see the reaction of what this album is, because I mean, this is just so connected to music genre as a whole, and a bunch of us have different tweaks, likes and dislikes, but we all kind of like progressive kind of music together. That's what this channel is built on. So I'm going to be interested to see how the channel and the people in the chat take this particular album. So here we go. We're just going to get into it. This is the first song that we're going to listen to. Let's go. I think everyone knows the song, huh? Let's just see how fast it gets blocked. Something I just laughed there. I'm like waiting for the warning light to come up like any second now. The nice thing about these songs is that a lot of them are so short that maybe the warning light doesn't have time to block me. But I'm just waiting for it to get blocked like immediately.
Go home.
Go home.
Get back to where you once belonged. Get back.
Hey, shut up.
Get back to where you once belonged.
Belong.
Get back, Joe.
Woohoo! Let's go. No, the reason we were talking about it in the chat is because he originally had us doing this, but something came up, so we had to cancel it. This is a great song, though. I just like that. Hey, shut up. Get back.
Get back. Get back to where you once belonged. Get back. Get back to where you once belonged.
So far, no warning light. I don't know how, but let's get through this song before. I'm holding my thoughts until the song is over. We don't have much time left because I know this is a short song. Unless it's like a longer version. I think this is like the remake of the album that came out with the documentary and everything. Who's Billy Preston? I know I'm probably gonna get flamed for that. So that is a great segue when someone asked me Billy Preston. I don't know who Billy Preston is, and that's probably going to be a great segue into talking about this whole album and the fact that we're doing it on this channel. I kind of said this a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, when we were planning to do this album in full, but it got canceled, or we had to redo it until now because Mr. Jim had something come up that we had to cancel his set, and that's when we got to do Casey Kasem's Top 40 on the last one. It was supposed to be this album, which, by the way, I love how YouTube completely blocked my Casey Kasem's Top 40 and didn't tell me about it. They didn't tell me. The only reason I saw it is because last night I was going through some of the videos and it said blocked, and I was like, what? So I looked at it and it got blocked because of the Leprous song, but they didn't like write me an email and say, hey, your song has been blocked or your video's been blocked. I'm like, thanks a lot. So I had to dispute it. So now I didn't even know for however many days people couldn't watch it because I was like, why does it only have like 120 views? Well, those videos don't get much views anyway, but definitely not more than 120. And it didn't. So I was like, that's why, because it's freaking blocked. So anyway, the reason this is interesting for me in particular, and I think for the channel as a whole, is that as Jim kind of alluded to or said, is that the Beatles are kind of like the turning point of music, or at least they're given the credit for being the turning point of music. And so they're kind of like I guess in a way, I guess that could even be a debate. This could be part of the debate. They are like the quintessential fathers of prog, if we want to call it that. Since we all love prog, this would be pretty interesting for us to have to go through. And I'm quite interested in what you guys think of the Beatles, because I'll be honest, I think I'm like one in one, like I have a greater chance of having lightning strike me than I am being in the crowd that I'm in, which is I don't really care about the Beatles. Like, I don't dislike them, but I don't know these albums. I didn't even know that this album was called Naked or whatever, Let It Be. I don't know what this album's called. Is it Let It Be? I don't know any history whatsoever about it. I just know the popular songs that everybody knows, like this one, Get Back. And whenever I tell people that, people are just shocked, especially because I like music a lot and I listen to music. But I came in the generation after or whatever, because they had like their, 10 or 15 years of where they were really popular, obviously. And they're still popular. But for me, it's kind of like, I think it goes by generation. I just did not listen to them. I never was like, you hear people tell stories about when they first heard the Beatles, they were just completely shocked. And I was just like, okay. So I want to know what you guys think of the Beatles. Are you guys falling in the camp of the Beatles are like the godfathers of music? Do you not really care about them that much? Do you know some of their stuff, but not a lot of their stuff? Because when I was in bands, obviously a lot of people in the bands were very like music lovers, went to school for music and stuff like that, and thought the Beatles were the shit. And even I even have a high school drummer that I kind of grew up with that named his kids after the Beatles because he liked the Beatles so much. So at least one of his kids. So I'm interested how you guys will take this and what you guys think. So and again, I don't think we're going to be able to get through this album. I think it's going to get blocked, although I don't know how on that last song, which is probably one of their most popular ones. It didn't come up as a warning, but I'm guessing these warnings are going to stop popping up and the stream's going to get shut down. If that happens several times, then we have a backup plan. So it depends on when it happens, because I'm not going to get halfway through this album and then do a whole nother album on top of that, because we have a whole other album in backup just in case this gets taken down pretty quickly. So go ahead and discuss in the chat as we go through these songs. The next song, which again, I don't know this album. This is Dig a Pony, 339. One of the Beatles' greatest forceful opening riffs. I don't know it by the title. Obviously, I know Get Back, but I don't know this one. Just shows you how little I know about the Beatles. So I think some of these songs I'm going to be hearing for the first time. I obviously know the ones that everybody's heard on the radio all the time. I don't think I know this song, so we'll see how I'm going to actually react to it for the first time, because I know it's crazy. Even though I'm 44 years old, I don't know these songs. So here we go. Next one. Let's not get blocked.
Celebrate anything you want. Yeah,
it's got a nice groove to it.
Celebrate anything you want. Oh,
okay, so Adrian thinks they're a bit overrated, even though I have some good songs. That's kind of how I feel, but I'm afraid to say that because I'm like musically shot.
Yes, you can penetrate any place you go.
Jean-Francois says their music evolved. It's interesting because when I think of the Beatles, all I hear is this. I feel like all the songs sound kind of the same tempo. Again, I don't know all their songs, so that's just all the little I know.
Everything you are. Yes, you can radiate everything you are.
Got a nice groove to it. It's kind of poppy and sounds like the 60s.
You can imitate everyone you know. I told you so. All I want is you.
This is the heavy songs they do? Okay. It's not me at all. But I guess at the time, this was satanic, so. Got a nice groove. It kind of feels very bluesy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, probably because I know it so much, I'm gonna say 1, 2. It's good, but
you can indicate everything you see.
So far, we don't have a warning sign. I don't know how, but
indicate anything you see. Glory, glory. Well, you can syndicate any boat you row. Yeah, you can syndicate any boat you row. I told you so.
okay. I remember part of the documentary seeing something about that, about them on the roof. Dude, I can totally see all the Beatles fans, if they come across this video, just being absolutely ashamed that I don't know this stuff. But I don't, Beatles fans, I'm sorry. This is the naked, it's in the picture, the naked version, which is wow. Okay, so we've made it through song number 2 without any warning. I don't even know how that's possible. Did the Beatles say, hey, don't warn, or what's going on? I'm just shocked. I thought for sure it'd be like, bing, 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 block. Let's not talk too soon. So, yeah, I thought that was a good song. I like that their songs are pretty short. And like I said, I don't know their albums. So all I know is the guy that I told you about, the drummer, he actually has come on the channel once or twice a long time ago. He is actually right now in a Beatles cover band. And I went to go see them, and that was my frame of reference. And maybe it's just because that's what they picked, but I felt like every song was just bing, done. Okay, let's go into the next one. kind of like that shuffle, like just a very just like, and I was just like, God, I'm getting bored with this really, really quickly. Like it sounds like the same song repeated over and over again. And I would even say between these two songs, they're not exactly the same tempo, but they have very much the same feel to me. But we'll see as we go through this. So yeah, we'll have to, I mean, I liked it. So I liked it. I think though, if it does continue to sound like this throughout the whole album, it would get boring to me after a while. It'd be like, when I think of the Beatles, other than a couple of them, I feel like a lot of them sound very, very similar to each other. But I didn't know that they went from like very poppy to more progressive-y in this time. So here we go. Yeah. You want me to comment on Ringo's drumming? Well, yeah. So another example of this is that Mike Portnoy, who you all know that I love. Thank you, Ashley. You can stop watching if you want. You can just turn it off and listen to the sound. Mike Portnoy obviously loves the Beatles. I think he's probably one of the biggest Beatles fans of all time. And of course, he's Mike Portnoy, who's won how many billions of Modern Drummer magazine polls and shit like that for being the best progressive rock drummer of all time and da-da-da-da-da. And so I hear a lot of drummers say, like, oh, Ringo Starr, da-da-da-da, he's the godfather of it all. And I'm like, he sucked. Like, not sucked. He just held a basic beat. There's not a single thing that Ringo Starr ever did that I've heard. Now, granted, I haven't heard everything, so maybe something will come up that I'm like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. He's never done anything that I was like, I can't do that, or wow, that's very creative in his drumming. The only thing that I felt like was creative was a dun 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 dun, but it just followed what they were writing. Even that wasn't that creative, but at least he did it on the hi-hat and then, on the drums. So other than that, I'm just like, I don't think Ringo's great, but you have all these drummers that, because he was in the Beatles, he's somehow have to be said, oh, Ringo's so great as a drummer. I just don't think so. Anyway, I haven't heard all the stuff, so we'll have to get into it. I'm probably going to get so smoked by Beatles fans when they listen to this, if they do listen to this. Let's get into the next one. This is For You, Blue, a George Harrison song, one of his weakest, according to Jim. You other Beatles fans, if you're listening to this, is this a weak song by George Harrison? Because Jim, who turned in this set, thinks so. For You, Blue, here we go, number 3. Gotta turn this up.
Because you're sweet and lovely.
See? Here's the tempo again.
I love you.
Just kind of like there, right there.
Because you're sweet and lovely, girl. It's true. I love you.
Smoke my pole cucumber.
Ever, girl, I do. I want you in the morning, girl. I love you. I want you at the moment I feel blue. I'm living every
It just sounds like a 12-bar blues, which is the last song sounded blues to me. Wow. It's a cool song. But again, it's just kind of like like that rolling kind of.
12-bar blues. Elmore James got nothing on this, baby. I've loved you from the moment I saw you.
I saw you.
'cause you're sweet.
No,
and
Baggins, I'm not
lovely, girl.
expecting that. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. It's just straight blues. But again, at the time, I understand that this was like maybe different and cool, but where we are today, it doesn't do much for me. I think that's the whole point, is I'm enough generations removed that when I grew up with music, it was past this stuff. So that was George Harrison singing. Okay. Wow, that was pretty quick. And so far, no warning signs. I do not understand how. I mean, this is going to get blocked eventually. I'm guessing. But so far, no warning lights. I think maybe because the songs are so short that maybe it doesn't have time. But I would guess it would be so quick with a Beatles song. So yeah, that was number 3 for you, Blue. And I would say maybe only because I've heard Get Back so many times on the radio, do I like that one the most. But I'm going to put that in the stream that so far it's 1, 2, 3 for me. But to be honest, as I've said so far, I feel like all 3 songs pretty much sound like the same song. But Get Back, to me, I've just heard so many times that it's obviously by familiarity the one that I like the most. But I feel like they sound pretty similar. I guess Get Back would be the one that sounds unlike the other 2. All right, but again, I would say none of these songs so far are bad. To me, these are all pretty good songs. Just kind of like in the middle. The Long and Winding Road. I actually like the Phil Spector Wall of Sound production more than this naked version. Okay, I don't even know who Phil Spector is, but I guess he's the one who produced the album originally. See, that's how much I don't know. I could just see Beatles fans going, oh my god. But it is still one of the more beautiful songs ever written. Okay, so we just went from George Harrison's one of his weakest, according to Jim, to one of the most beautiful songs ever written. And this is called The Long and Winding Road. I feel like I've seen that title before, but I don't know if I know the song. So here we go with The Long and Winding Road.
The long and winding road that leads to your door.
I think I have heard this.
Will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always leads me here.
I don't really know this song, even though it's a classic.
Lead me to your door. The wild and windy night.
Like that dun dun, I recognize, but the rest of it so far I don't.
Has left a pool of tears, crying for the
You guys know me, I like pop, so I like this stuff. It's pretty. It kind of reminds me of Billy Joel here.
Why leave me?
Or should I say Billy Joel reminds me of this? Which one came first?
Let me know the way.
Oh yeah, Ringo's holding it tight.
Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe Adrian, that's the only thing I can think, because I am shocked right now that we're even getting through some of this.
Still they lead me back to the long.
Yeah, but to be honest, what is Ringo supposed to do in this? I mean, he's not supposed to be like doing what Adam Jansen would do for Bola.
Waiting here a long, long time ago.
I would say, if anything,
Keep me standing
Ringo
here.
plays for the song, because he doesn't really do anything except follow a 4/4 beat. Yeah, that snare sound is so interesting. It's such an old snare sound that, like, you can hear it like it's like that garage band snare sound.
But still they lead me back.
Yeah, I don't think Ringo ever decided to go rogue, right?
Winding road.
Yeah, Ryan, you fucking Satanists.
You left me waiting here
I mean, this is a pretty song, but it's not like fucking Caligula's Horse.
a long, long time ago. Don't leave me standing here. Lead me to your door.
Lead me to your door. Ashley. Oh, that's a great quote if that quote is real. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to rate these because that's kind of just like a basic ballad. But I did like it better than the others. So I'm going to put it second for me. I'd be interested to see where you guys put that. Because you guys know me, I love ballads. I kind of like ballady poppy songs. So, good song. Though, it's kind of hard because you're this is the thing that's so hard for me with the Beatles is like the Beatles, I give credit to doing what they did at the time that they did it, and then also separating that from. But in this time, it doesn't do a whole lot. Like it didn't like explode with emotion. It was just kind of like a melancholic song. It's pretty, and it's interesting because Jim, why did you call that like one of the best songs ever written? I would even guess at that time there was songs like that. But I think that Colin quote, is that real? Because that quote's pretty hilarious. If Paul actually said that and he wasn't joking, or he was half joking, it's even funnier. All right, so we're number 5. This is called Two of Us. Is this just the two of us? Is that what it is? Or is that, I don't know. Paul and John's acoustic guitars take you on an acoustic journey you'll never forget. Ah, really? Okay, that's pretty high standards. This is called Two of Us. Here we go, number 5. What did I say? There's that same...
Two of us riding nowhere.
Every song that's not a ballad feels like this for the Beatles. To me. That's how I'd characterize them.
Sunday driving, not arriving on our way back home. We're on our way home.
They make it easy for
We're
Ringo.
on our way home. We're
It's almost
going
folky.
home.
I feel like I'm driving.
Sending postcards, writing letters on my wall. You and me burning matches, lifting latches on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. You and I have memories longer than
Paul, right?
the road that stretches out ahead. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing solo in the sun. You and me chasing paper, getting nowhere on
Yeah, it's got like a country
way back home.
twangy sound.
We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home.
I just think folk
You
music.
and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead.
See, I like that, Adrian, that it's connected to a memory for you. I don't like country music, but Garth Brooks, the Thunder Rolls album, I don't know if that's what it was, but that album I love. Why? Because it was this repeated in my dad's Astro van when we went to the Smoky Mountains. Is that it? Oh.
We're going home.
So it's connected to a memory. So obviously I like it because I think some of the songs are good. Like Unanswered Prayers is such a great song. Lyrically too. I've Got Friends in Low Places. All right. It's getting really hard for me to rate these because it's kind of like I feel in a different way. It's like Tori Amos kind of album. I feel like these songs are just kind of like folky songs and they all kind of sound very similar. So it's really hard for me to rate these, but I liked it better than 2 and 3. So I'm going to put it there. So I'll keep that. How about that? So we got 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Funny, we're all over the place too. One note that I want to say before we go on to the next song. One thing I will never understand, and this has nothing really to do with Beatles, other than they're probably the biggest example of this. The videos that I've seen when they were like live in concert, and you can't even hear them singing because there's so much whining and crying going on from all the chicks in the crowd. I will never understand that even today. So like when people with Michael Jackson are sitting there crying and just like, I've always separated the artist from the art. And as much as I think I've told you guys this in other streams, I've never bought, I'm not saying if you do this, that means you're like this. I'm just saying for me, I've never bought merchandise of Dream Theater. I think one time I got them to sign stuff, but that was the first time I saw them when I was in high school. But since then, all the other times that I've seen them, I've never waited to go try to see them. I lie. And so I waited when the Winery Dogs came, not because I wanted to wait, but because my wife wanted to wait and try to meet Mike Portnoy. But other than that, I mean, I just don't get the whole fascination with idolizing people. So as much as I love Portnoy and John Petrucci and these people who've written great stuff for the history of time and music, if and when they pass away, I think in my head I'll be like, well, that sucks, man. He's gone for good. But I'm not going to sit there and like have my week ruined, you know. It's just never been my thing. So when I see videos of people just breaking down and dying while their band or while the Beatles are playing, just totally is like, it feels like the same way I would feel if I went to a church and they're doing like healing services on people and people are like shaking and falling down. I'd be like, just so bizarre. It feels like a church of the Beatles. Overcoming psychosis and emotion. All right, we're done with that. So let's get on to the next one, which is I've Got a Feeling. I've Got a Feeling. It's actually one of the longer songs. A precursor to the progressive heavy metal rock we have today. Interesting. So we're going to hear how this is a precursor to what we listen to and what we like on this channel. I've Got a Feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I've got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah.
That's why they stopped
yeah.
pouring.
I've got a feeling I can't hide, no, no. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, yeah. I've got a feeling.
Yeah, Colin, blimey. You're so sexy in your fucking accents that people just can't handle it. Get all the way downstairs.
Oh yeah. And if you leave me,
can see what you're saying. I gotta turn it up though. It's kind of
I've
low.
got a feeling, yeah. I got a feeling.
Yeah, a lot of these recordings are, even though it's remastered. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of Led Zeppelin-y feel. Maybe with his singing. This might be one of my favorites.
I've got a feeling.
I wonder why.
That keeps me on my toes.
And look.
Oh yeah.
So Ryan, what were you saying about tempo? Because so far, except for the really piano one,
I've got
it's
a
been this
feeling.
tempo.
I think that
Or maybe a little bit
everybody
faster.
knows. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I'm gonna put this one.
I've got a feeling. Everybody had a hard year.
Oh, I like the singing
Everybody
here.
had a good time.
Good time. Now this is a song I would put on a playlist.
Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like I don't really care for the
Everybody had
folk
a good year.
stuff as much.
Everybody let the hair
This
down.
definitely has more of that like
Everybody
progressive
put the
feel
socks
for
up.
sure.
Everybody put the foot
John
down.
sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got a feeling.
Yeah, this definitely reminds me of
Everybody had a wet dream. Oh yeah. Everybody saw the sunshine. Everybody had a good year. Everybody had the hair down. Oh no.
I'm gonna put this on a playlist. I like this. I don't feel like I've kind of helps me justify it to myself that I wasn't just not liking it.
I've got a feeling. I got a feeling. Oh yeah. I got a feeling. Yeah.
It's so funny that we're all agreeing on this one song. Oh, that's it. That was fast. Yeah, it actually had a very Tom Petty feel to it. Or I should say Tom Petty had the feel to this. But like, yeah, that was a very Tom Petty-ish kind of more rocky feel for sure. I liked it. Versus maybe the folky, you know, whatever the other songs were. But again, I'm going to say, so far, the tempos are all staying kind of right here. Except for that one ballad that was like, do-do-do, do-do-do, which obviously is not going to be in that tempo. So let's see if that changes. I'm interested to see if that legitimately changes. Because whenever I've thought of the Beatles, I've just thought of that like kind of roll. Pretty much within 20 to 30 beats per minute of each other. All right, let's get to the next one. This one's called 1 After 909. What the hell does that even mean? Nice bass work by Paul here. This song is a pure jam session. So this really just they hit record and it was just jamming? And then why did they call it 1 After 909? What's the story behind the title of that? Let's listen to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's so many songs on here. I have to make sure. Oh! A little higher tempo here. Colin might be happy.
My baby says you're traveling on the 1 after 909. I said, move over, honey. I'm traveling on that line. I said, move over once, move over twice. Come on,
Oh,
baby,
909
don't
is
be
the train.
close-eyed.
Train number, okay.
Said you're traveling on the 1 after 909. I begged her not to go, and I begged her on my bended knee. Yes, I did.
Quiet.
You're only fooling around with me. I said, move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby,
That's
don't
like
be
a nice
close
little-
eyes. Said you're traveling on the 1 after 909.
A little bit faster in tempo, but it's still got that like
Got my bag,
feel.
run to the station. Railman said, you got the wrong location. Pick up the bag, run right home. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well,
Yeah, I'm trying to. Because when I'm talking, I'm not looking at the chat. I got to go back after I start the song and kind of go down.
on that line.
Thank you, Scott, for getting my back there.
Said move over once, move
Move
over
over
twice.
twice.
Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said you're traveling on the one after 909. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That's actually a good question. If John had not died, how long would have taken for the Beatles to get back together or whatever? I like this little faster pace.
Pick up my bags, run to the station. REMASTEred, you got the wrong location. Hey, pick up my bag, run right home. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well, said he's traveling on the one after 909. Said move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. I said move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said he's traveling on the one after 90. She said he's traveling on the one after 90. Said he's traveling on the one after 909.
That infamous ending that's on a lot of songs. Is that now? Are the Beatles kind of given credit for that kind of ending? Are they the first ones to start that, or was that just kind of typical around that time? I would guess not, because it's a pretty common ending of a typical bluesy kind of song. All right, so I'm gonna put this one kind of right in the middle. I like that it had a little more tempo than the other songs that were just kind of like here. This was kind of more a little faster. Let's get to the next one. We're rolling through these because they're so short. It's so weird that we're, unlike a Manuel Romero set, we're rolling through these songs pretty quick. All right, this next one is called Don't Let Me Down. This is one of John's underrated songs. Keep your attention all the way through. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. So this is called Don't Let Me Down. 7, 8.
Don't let me down.
We're back to this tempo.
Don't let me down. Don't let me
Scott, I don't think it'd be song 4. We might have just finished with song 1.
Don't let me down.
Yeah, I think I've heard this before too.
Nobody ever loved me like she does.
I have heard this, yes.
Ooh, she does. Yes, she does. And if somebody loved me like she does, ooh, she does. Yes, she does.
That might be true, Jim. That might be true.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
I cannot believe we haven't had any warnings at this
Don't
point.
let me down. I'm in love for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know where Jason is. Jason, where are you, buddy?
Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever.
Oh, okay, so this is also
It's a
written on the
love
roof.
that has no past. Don't let me down.
Yeah, I think I like this one.
Don't let me down.
Maybe because I've heard it before so many times, but
Don't let me down.
I'm gonna put this one third.
Don't let me down.
This is like a good.
And from the first time that she really done me, ooh, she done me good. I guess nobody ever really done me. Ooh, she done me good.
Bam.
Don't let me down. Don't let me
Oh wow, it's a first for Jason to be a lurker. Still haven't heard from JBB. I hope that woman's okay.
Don't let me down.
Nice. I like the keyboard in this one. Yeah, actually, that's unfortunately probably true, Mr. Scott K. That's sad, because JBB always lurked in the shadows and then would say things right at the right time. So don't let me down, JBB. Come back. Don't let me down. All right, we're rolling through these. This is number 9. This is called I, Me, Mine. I'm pretty sure I know that title. George Harrison's best song on this album. I love how he reveals the selfishness most of us can have in life without thinking of others in our midst. Very cool. Cool message. I, Me, Mine.
All through the day, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine.
Don't like the singing as much, but
All through the night, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. Now they're frightened of leaving it, everyone's weaving it, coming on strong all the time.
wow, is that actually a Jungle Groove by...
All through the day, I'm in mine. I'm in mine.
See, now we're back to the... I'm telling you, when I think of the Beatles, I think of... Nice. I see that's a good tempo switch there. Nice. Good conjunction there.
Even those tears, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine.
Yeah, I would think if Colin doesn't like these guys and doesn't love them, he is not a Brit. He probably gets smoked.
All through your life, I'm in mine.
Baggins, I actually think we're gonna get less subscriptions because of this, because I'm not like loving it like it's the best thing in the world. Good songs, but other than like maybe 2 of them, I wouldn't put them on playlists and be like, oh, I want to hear that song right now.
I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. Even those tears, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. No one's frightened of playing it, everyone's saying it, flowing my
Saying it. I like how he said that. Saying it. Saying it.
all through your life, I'm in mine.
I'm going to put this behind 8. Man, we are just rolling through these. We got 2 more songs left on this album. It looks like at least Ryan and I have the same first song, which to me, I mean, I already have the first song, Get Back, on a playlist, although it's on a general playlist that I rarely listen to. But number 6 will definitely go on a playlist, and I think number 8 will go on a playlist as well. I, Me, Mine, I don't know. Wasn't that good. It was good, but it wasn't that good. Yeah, I should do the fake jaw-dropping Baggins. It's a good idea to get more subscribers. Oh, I got to do that in the actual set, so I'll wait till the next song to do that. Yeah, I gotta get more pandering for those subs. But again, I think I've told you guys this. I don't want really more subs. I don't want to lose people, but I don't necessarily feel like we got to gain people. I like that we have this smaller kind of community than we do if it was bigger and more popular. All right, song number 10. This is Across the Universe. This song is in my top 10 from John. Very interesting. Why is it in your top 10? The Phil Spector Wall of Sound album is beautiful, but the raw beauty of this song is and Naked is just as good. Okay, but what makes this song in your top 10? What about it? Is it the words, the lyrics, just the song itself? Tell us, Jim. All right, number 10. Here we go. Wait, is that the wrong one? Do I know this? Yeah, it's the wrong song. I was like, I know that song. It's the next song. Sorry about that.
Words are flowing out like endless rain
This one?
into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my opened mind, possessing and
don't know this one.
caressing me.
Okay, so the lyrics switching up.
Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and
Song
on
number 10.
across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe.
Michael should have something to say about this album.
Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing
hearing that
through
one
my
note.
opened ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe.
See, that's interesting to hear Michael say the same thing that I essentially think. Yeah, I can't believe we've had any no warnings either.
Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Jackaroo Deva, Jackaroo Deva.
Okay, nice little fade out. I do like that fade. That fade is good. All right, so Scott, I like that you said that because again, I feel like I have to explain myself because I think in the world, especially the older generations, of which I'm kind of a younger part of that older generation, that loves the Beatles like I do some of my favorite bands. And the fact that I feel exactly as you said, I don't know, I can appreciate this band. Yeah, I can appreciate it, and I like even some of the songs. But I'm never going to really put any of the songs on the playlist, nor will I be like, I cannot wait for that song to pop up on my playlist. They're all right songs, but... And I feel like this, like, almost like guilt because, you know, the people who love these guys so much, the cult following that is the Beatles, are just not going to understand that. And I totally get why they wouldn't understand that, but it's just that's the way I feel. I think it's a perfect way to put it, Scott. I think Michael put it very well as well about I appreciate them and give them credit for what they did at that time period of music. But overall, it's just not my favorite type of music. It's good. It's good. Not bad, but I'm not going to be like, I can't wait to listen to that. I've never felt that way about the Beatles. Even the good songs that everybody knows, like Get Back, it's a good song. It's all right. And it's catchy, but it's not something that if I didn't hear again, I'd be like, man, damn it, I got to hear that song. Hey Jude is another good song, but like, again, I didn't think when someone was like, what's your favorite Beatles song? I'm like, I don't know. I think I have one. All right, with that said, let's get to this last song. I told you, out of all the full album reviews we've done, this was the most interesting for me to do because it was such an unknown and it was outside of our typical stuff, but it's very much connected to what we do on this channel. So I'm really happy about it because it's like I get to see that even though we have dissimilar tastes, we also have very similar tastes in a lot of other ways. And then you've got this band that's kind of like the connection to all of our tastes. And how would we all react to it and feel about it was really something I was interested in seeing, and I'm kind of seeing it play out right now. So it's kind of cool. And of course, we're going to finish with Let It Be, because just let it be. This is our feelings about this. And Jim says, what can I say? Let It Be is the most beautiful pop rock prog song of all time. The song relays the love of a mother and hope for all of our futures. Hands down, my favorite song of all time. I'm really looking forward to hearing your reaction to this classic album when you can schedule it. So it's been scheduled and rescheduled, and here we are. I do think this is one of their better songs, Let It Be, and I think the reason it's one of their better songs is because I've heard it the most, and the reason I've heard it the most is because it's one of their better songs, chicken before the egg kind of thing. So here we go. Turn it up.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Still think 6 is the best song we've heard today, probably because it's new to me.
And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me,
Colin?
speaking words of wisdom.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I would choose this over power metal.
Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in
this
the
song.
world
Very cool,
agree,
Jim.
there will be an answer, let it be.
It's so funny, when I lived in
For
Korea,
though they may be
this is probably the most covered song in Korea that I heard from a Western band. They love this song, especially in church.
Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
That makes sense, Baggins.
Let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
Sorry.
Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
A lot of the tempo and the singing for power metal ruins it enough for me. And making it pretty low this kind of music. Wow, Adrian, you have this 4th? I'm surprised. I still like 6 the best, but this is definitely a great song. One of the greats.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music.
Oh, I gotta do my face.
Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom.
What's another face I
Let
can
it
make?
be. Let it be. Let it
Is that a good
be.
one? Crying?
Let
Can I
it
do a
be.
crying one?
Yeah, let it be. Oh, there will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Great ending. Great ending. All right. So we have reached. You think the O face would be the best? I don't know. The crying one might do it. Or I think I'm going to do this one where I'm like raising my hands up for Let It Be, like I'm worshiping Jesus, even though the Beatles didn't like Jesus at all, especially John. He wanted to get rid of religion. All right, so we have reached the end. If somehow a die-hard Beatles fan has made it this far through this album review, I just want to say to you, please don't hate. This is a perfect example how people, especially from different generations, are going to take music differently. And it's going to mean different things to different people. And I think about this because, you know, in generations, you know, decades later from where we are today, what will be the music that kids like and people like? It's certainly probably, as time goes on, not going to be like this. And I wonder what these decades that we're in right now, what music's going to be known for. And then it also makes me think about the music that is timeless. I've had this conversation with my other friend, Jim, and we've talked about, and I've said it on the channel before too, there's certain just music that even though I'm not a part of that generation, it just hits me. I think 20s, 30s jazz, I don't care what generation you are, it's timeless music. It's so good that, again, it's good background music, and it's not like I'm sitting there like, I gotta listen to 2030s jazz, but it's just so good. Like, it's happy music, it's technical music, it's good. I also think, like, Frank Sinatra music is just timeless. I've never lived through Frank Sinatra's era. I don't know much about that era. But every time a Frank Sinatra song comes on, I'm like, dude, this is such good music. Like, it just brings a sentimental value to me, even though I never lived through that time period. For whatever reason, the Beatles do not do that for me. Now, I think they do that for other people, obviously. They are the Beatles. And that's great. And I just wonder, I honestly wonder this, you guys, and maybe you guys can talk about this. Maybe we can take this over to Discord and talk about this on Discord. But do I really feel like the music today, and I would even say from the early 2000s, do I really think that music is going to be timeless? I don't think so. I think music is turning shit. Like, it's just none of the music from 2000 and on, very few songs, are 40, 50 years from now, people are going to be like, man, this song just brings me a lot of sentimental value. I just don't think so. And by the way, Scott Cucumber McCumber said, I hate 90s music. You guys got to stop putting words in my mouth. I never said I hate 90s music. Never said that. I said I don't like 90s music as much as 80s music. And I've said I think 90s music had a lot of great music, but I also think it was the beginning of the downfall of music. That's what I've said. I never said I hate 90s music. So don't put that in my mouth, Cucumber. But anyway, Beatles music to me is just, it's good. There's good stuff to it. But when it comes on, it doesn't do the whole like, man, this is just such good music. Frank Sinatra does, and so does 20s, 30s jazz. Now, that may be, and I have to think about this, that's just a personal thing for me. And maybe, I think for a lot of people, when Beatles music does come on, they feel sentimental and good. Obviously, Adrian felt that because it reminds him of his trip, or his time with his dad. So I understand that. And that's the great thing about music. And that's what I love about this channel is exploring what that's about for people and what does that for people. And really, it's not a right or wrong thing. It's just that's the way it is. But I really do wonder. I don't think music from the 2000s on is going to have any stay value, impact value. I just feel like, and I could be wrong, maybe in 30 or 40, 50 years, people are going to be like, fucking Justin Bieber, man, brings me so much sentimental value. But I doubt it. All right, with that, I have to read your guys' comments because I was just going on a tirade right there. So I can't go on a tirade and read your comments, but it's obviously people are having reactions to this. I will read them and then we can maybe go over to Discord. If you are a Beatles fan and you want to get your words in on this, either leave it in the comments or if you go in the description of the video, there is a link to our Discord as well as all the songs that we've done on this channel. Go to the Discord, get your thoughts over there, and we'll talk about it and debate. For now, we will see you guys later. Tomorrow night, once again, if you guys can be here, we have a subscriber turning in one of their own creations, their own songs. Try to be here so we can all support that and see if he's improved on his last song that he turned in several months ago and we listened to and judged on that. So have a great Sunday. We'll see you guys here tomorrow night. Peace out.